Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name's Michelle. We will dive into a collective reading here shortly. It's been a while since I've done a little bit of a longer format reading, and I am along for the ride just as you are in this collective. If this video has found you or you've been following along with the videos I've posted recently, there is just so much change happening and I am experiencing it with you. It can be very uncomfortable. It can definitely stretch me past my comfort limit. There's a lot that has been happening, both seen and understood and that I'm experiencing, but also a lot kind of behind the scenes that I'm sensing intuitively and trying to acclimate to within my physical body as things arrive. So it's just been a whirlwind and I'm trying to just balance all the things. There's been a lot of change happening in my regular full-time job, so adapting to that, trying to continue to be a present mother and be present for my communities across all of the platforms. So thank you for your patience and thank you for being here. Again, if you're new here, welcome. I am excited to dive into today's reading, and I really didn't prepare much. I just set up downstairs. I had a break from my workday and thought I would just set up my camera because I think sometimes I overthink these, like setting up my camera to do longer readings. I always like to think that it's a little easier to just pull up my phone, which technically it is, but that may be significant energy for this collective as well, where it's like we're overthinking a certain action or a certain step that we need to take, and we're almost like talking ourselves out of it. I just feel like that is significant. So I'm sure this reading is going to read me to filth just as it will you. Let's just see what wants to come forward. But I'm hearing something about like no longer making excuses, being willing to make the necessary steps, the sacrifices, the aligned actions that again are going to bring us closer to our desires, our goals. So let's just see what is coming forward here. Okay, so I got a few of these tea leaves. We have younger man, dealings or relationship with a younger man. We have rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Rat, someone working against you behind your back. Flute, disappointment in a friend or a lover. Butterfly, a change for the better. Cane, pay attention to your health. Fly, a period of ill health, depression, as well as ladder, climbing towards success. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. Interesting energies here. So with a younger man, this could definitely be significant for a particular person you're dealing with. For some of you, this could even be like a child relationship. I'm hearing parent to child dynamic could be significant here, but outside of that, this could just be representative of like an inner child, a type of energy as well, or literally just somebody who is younger than you that is more masculine presenting. But what I'm picking up from the start of this energy is that you have been undergoing, I feel like it's kind of giving like spiritual warfare, which I feel like has been really heavy as of late, just with everything shifting in the collective energies. Again, what we're seeing bombarded with, with news updates and things that are being revealed on a collective level. I feel like that energy is very present where it's like, as you're trying to ascend, as you're trying to, climb this ladder towards success, get to the promised land or your manifested state, whatever that may be, there's like things that are trying to kind of keep you stuck, things that are trying to pull you down, energies that are trying to fight against you. But I do feel like you are actively transmuting this energy for the positive, okay? But I feel like it's very important for you with this pay attention to your health card to make sure that you are prioritizing your health, your well-being, so that you are well equipped to go against this, or to again, like not let these negative energies impact your progress or make you feel, there's this energy of like feeling like you're further behind than you actually are. And a lot of that could be like projections from more limited minded people, or these kind of like rat energies that are maybe talking about you behind your back, or just like sending bad intentions, even if it's not fully malicious. It's like this energy of, ooh, like who do they think they are? Do they really think they can do that? Or, kind of just this like gnawing energy where you're trying to, again, elevate, you're trying to separate yourself from these energies, and there's something that keeps like grabbing hold of you, trying to pull you back, but it's not going to be successful in doing so. I think this is just a reminder to call back your energy, pull back your energy, maybe do like energy cleansing for yourself. Spiritual protection seems to be very significant for this collective, because again, when there are entities or energies that are trying to kind of like block your trajectory, again, they will not be successful in doing so, but it can kind of force you into this place in your mind where you start to think that things aren't working out for you. And again, that impacts like what it is that you're calling into your life, because now your energy and your frequency has been kind of adjusted in like a negative way, right? But I do feel like this is a collective that has been like time and time again been rising over this like narcissistic dynamic. I always get that with this rooster energy. And I've been seeing it in my own personal circle and life as well, where I feel like there has been such a reveal of this like narcissistic dynamic and truths being like opened up, so that way we can start to navigate away from these energies, kind of decide to put up certain boundaries, separate ourselves from this. But I almost feel like there's been like this huge shift or light bulb moment is what I'm seeing, where it's like you're finally recognizing certain people who maybe have these narcissistic tendencies. That a lot of this could be like family dynamics, again with the child to parent energy that was showing up here, where it's like you're recognizing that you were blinded to this for a certain amount of time because it was coming from somebody who should have had your best interest at heart, who should have been supporting you and providing you nurturing and supporting your path, supporting your journey. And then it's kind of like this difficult thing to heal through when the person that you trusted, that you thought you would be journeying life throughout, like you've recognized that they actually were only looking out for themselves. So that seems to be a very significant energy for this collective. Again, with the disappointments, like this could also be a romantic relationship as well. So maybe this is a partner that you have noticed or have moved away from in regards to this narcissistic dynamic. But it's, having undergone narcissistic abuse, I know that it is a very difficult decision to finally turn your back on this, to finally get away from this because of the lies, the manipulation, the game that kind of continues to cycle through. But know that by choosing yourself, by choosing to walk away from these energies, you are allowing for change to come in that is going to be much more abundant, lead you again to this heightened level. And I feel like a lot of you have already undergone such deep spiritual elevation. And that's why these truths are being revealed, because it's like with every step that you move upwards, it's like any gunk that is like from these like lower vibrations, lower frequencies gets pushed up to the surface because it needs to be dealt with, it needs to be faced, it needs to be handled so that you can clear it and then continue to move upward, okay? So that seems to be the primary energy coming forward. So for a lot of you, this is just confirmation of the work that you've been doing, confirmation that you are actively aligning yourself to a higher timeline, to a more abundant timeline, because you chose to turn your back on certain energies, to no longer be under the facade of control from other people who, again, were really only looking to keep you down, keep you small, keep you stuck. And this is definitely taken, a toll on your mental health, I'm sure. Again, having to like rewire certain programming that you've faced, especially if this is somebody that you've been under a spell for since you were a child or something like that. There's so much unlearning that comes with that, having to rewire and say, okay, I'm thinking this way, or I view a situation this way because of these lies, this manipulation, because I was under this type of control. Now I'm pulling back my power, I'm pulling back my control, and I'm viewing it in a different perspective, or needing to constantly kind of like redirect your thoughts with something seems to be important. And a lot of this, I think, is like personal empowerment, like reminding yourself, again, pulling back your power is very, very important. That's a focus here. Pulling back your power, protecting your energy, pouring into yourself, nurturing yourself in a way that maybe these other people never could. And like healing the wounds around those relationships, okay? By giving it to yourself seems to be important. Okay, let's get some tarot though for you as well. For a lot of you, sorry, I'm seeing this younger man again. A lot of you may identify with being like generational curse breakers, cycle breakers. So it's like trying to clear this all up so that your generation that comes after you, the future generations in your bloodline, in your lineage, are not impacted in the way that you were impacted. And that is a very heavy burden to carry. Again, these are conversations I've been having with my husband as of late. We've both been seeing it on both sides of our family, where it's like we're able to completely block out certain energies. My son will never have to experience the level of trauma and and manipulation and this type of energy because we're actively like seeing it for what it is and choosing to separate. And so I'm like literally living it live time where I'm actually witnessing how that work, as difficult as it is, as heavy as it is, as heartbreaking, and you know, it comes with so much trauma and upheaval and unlearning and relearning and reprogramming, it all becomes worth it when you recognize that it doesn't have to continue. You know, you can actually be the one to stop that. So a lot of that, I feel like a lot of you here will resonate with that energy as well. Okay. Yeah, so we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. So again, this is showing a lot of that turning your back on certain energies, turning your back on things that no longer fulfill you, choosing to pour into relationships, environments, hobbies even, that actually give you something back, where it's like you're not just draining your energy constantly for these things because you feel like you need to, you feel either like you fall into people-pleasing tendencies, or you just feel like for optics you need to because it'll look a certain way, something like that. I feel like you've just completely removed these energies from your life. You're doing things from a place that is connected to your heart, to your soul, and that's why you're undergoing a major glow up, okay? With this Queen of Pentacles energy, this is like rising up in popularity. I heard, even though that's usually Queen of Wands energy, but I heard rising up in popularity. I feel like just feeling really good in your body, in your appearance, you know, with that pay attention to your health card. It's like maybe you're starting a fitness journey and you're starting to see the results of that, and you're starting to, you know, feel different, because when you feel good about yourself, you start moving different. You start moving more confidently. People are more magnetized to you and attracted to you. You're in a very attractive energy right now where you're going to see like your reality start to form around your new identity. That is an energy that's been coming up a lot, because really with manifestation, it's like by embodying the energy of the person who has that desire, that is how those things start to craft and create the world around you, because you're choosing the identity versus like, I feel like a backwards way of thinking is, well, I'll see it when I believe it. No, it's like you need to believe it, you need to embody it, and then you're going to see it. So I feel like you've really been working on that internal understanding that by choosing my identity, by choosing to show up in this way, by choosing to show up for my dreams, my goals, my aspirations for myself, pouring into my vessel, pouring into what it is that again fulfills me, you're going to see the direct results of that pay off in the physical reality when it comes to your finances, your health, your, again, like physical appearance. The way that you're moving just seems to be very important here, but also like within your career, within your relationships, everything on the 3D plane, you're going to see start to up level. And again, this like major glow up energy is happening because you chose this for yourself. And for a lot of you, I'm hearing rapid expansion, because we have like the little rabbit on this card, but we also have the Three of Wands. So some of you, if you've been like working at something for quite some time, expect a rapid expansion. I feel like I'm seeing like this graph kind of like going up, 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 up. Virality could be significant here. Again, if you've been like, for example, posting videos constantly and you haven't really seen that traction, there's going to be a shift because of this energy that you're now emanating, where instead of being, in this example, it's like instead of kind of trying to chase the energy of a successful influencer, you're like, I just am a successful influencer, and you're standing firm in that belief, you're standing firm in that identity. And so it's like your reality has no choice but to mold to that. So whatever it is you're manifesting, please apply that energy to this. That's just one example. For a lot of you, I'm also seeing expansion in your environment when it comes to, maybe you're wanting to move, maybe you're manifesting a new house, a new work environment. I feel like that expansion is going to happen as a direct result of you, again, sitting in that embodiment that you already have it, that you know you are deserving of it, and it's only a matter of time for it to fall into your reality and start to create the life that you're living. I feel like, yeah, houses are significant because having the background of my living room in this video, and usually I do it in my office space. So maybe you're manifesting, yeah, like a bigger home. I know like I am hoping to be able to move from this space and kind of get a little bit of a larger home wherever we go next, so at the end of this lease. So I definitely think moving is very significant. For some of you, this could also mean travel to a place you've never been, or like I'm seeing like a vision board checklist, like your ideal vacation spot or something, being able to finally step into that, or be invited to go there, or have an opportunity to experience that reality. Okay, we have the Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles. What else came out? Strength, Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Swords. So yes, I do feel like this has been the primary energy, I feel like, of your story up until this point. Things are about to shift massively for you if you are aligned to this energy. So if you are still sitting in this energy of feeling like you're not being provided for, you never have enough, like universe, God, source forgot about you and your wishes, and it's just been a very heartbreaking process because, again, that narcissism energy is coming through, something about your self-worth, having to redefine that for yourself, having to, again, pull back your power so that you can feel loved, even though there have been circumstances, relationships, and situations that made you feel unlovable. You are coming to the truth that that is not the case, and you're redefining this story for you. So again, if this has been your identity as of late, there's something about you choosing a new identity, choosing to be this Queen of Pentacles, knowing that that's within reach, knowing that by choosing this identity, your reality will mold to this. And so I feel like you're moving away from this feeling of pain. If there has been kind of confusion on your path, we have the Ace of Swords. So I do feel like you are about to receive some sort of answer, some sort of clarity that's going to vastly change your reality, okay? This is like maybe even like getting an idea where you're like, ooh, I should do this, or maybe I should put this out, or I should create this type of offering, something along those lines, right? You get this idea, you get this download, and then you put it to action. You don't sit on it. You decide, I received this information, I'm gonna do something with it, I'm gonna move towards my goals. It's gonna take strength, it's gonna take courage, but you are brave, you are strong. You have gotten yourself through every single situation that has tried to keep you down before. You will successfully get through whatever challenges you're experiencing at this time. So if you need a reminder of your strength, here it is. You are strong, you are capable, you will create your reality based on the actions, the aligned actions you're taking, based on the embodiment of the energy that you are sitting in, okay? And it's going to turn your fortune in your favor. So again, coming out of this heartbreak, this disappointment, this lack, turning that into total abundance, fulfillment, being recognized for your strength as well. Being recognized, feeling recognized by the divine for everything that you have undergone. Because this is between like you and your divine team, you and God. Only between you and this higher power knows the full amount of struggle and challenge. And like, even if you have close friends and family members that obviously have insight onto what you've experienced throughout your life, you are the only one who fully knows your story. There are aspects of your story that you've probably never told anybody. There are things that come up for you that you don't express, that you hold in because maybe it's not the appropriate time, or maybe it's too heavy, or it's something that you just feel like you need to work through. So again, this is an agreement between you and your divine team, between you and God. You know your journey. God knows your journey, and you are going to be rewarded for what it is that you have shown up for consistently, even when it was hard, even when it was difficult. I'm getting this energy of like having trouble getting out of bed, that depression energy, that anxiety energy, like mental health issues are so important to, again, pour into. I still struggle with them regularly from, having a traumatic childhood. Those things just don't go away. I've worked on it. I do this work. It gives back to me. I feel like it helps me recenter my thoughts when those come up. But there are some days where, yeah, it is hard to get out of bed, okay? It takes all of your strength just to make it through the end of the day. And I do feel like there's something about you consistently showing up that is going to repay you tenfold, that is going to turn into a beautiful blessing over your life, where you can finally feel that reciprocation, not only from your environment, but from God. God has heard your prayers. The divine has heard your prayers. And it seems very significant that I keep saying God, because I struggled to say that for quite some time, just from my religious trauma that I experienced. And I've been more and more comfortable with saying it, because I feel when I tap into that source, that is the appropriate word for it. But I do feel like this is very important that you understand that God sees all and is assisting you in crafting this reality. But it's going to take you also taking that aligned action and choosing that for yourself. Because if you want to, I'm sure in the past we've all been there, where we want to hold on to this victim mentality and say, this is my life, this is what always happens, this is all I'm going to know and experience. There is something about you where you're choosing a different story for yourself. You're choosing a different story for yourself, and it's bringing you justice. It's balancing out your karma. Again, everything that you have poured in to your development, your relationships, the love that you have for others, the love that you pour into yourself, the love that you have for God, source, divine, All of that has been banking up for something to come into your reality that finally balances out, you know, any of the spiritual warfare that has tried to keep you down, again, cycles of trauma that has tried to keep you down. You are successfully rising above this is really significant here. Yeah, and you're going to get your manifestation, that Nine of Cups energy. You're going to sit so comfortably knowing that you did the necessary work, and it's going to feel so sweet, and it's going to feel so easy. Yes, it was a challenge. Yes, it pulled upon all of your strength in order to get here, but there's something about the manifestation that's going to arrive where it just falls into your lap at the right time, where it just feels easy, and it opens up a new way of living where you can just move from a place of flow, from ease, from creativity, no longer having to fight and fight and fight to make it to the next day, to the next hour, to the next minute sometimes, right? That is what's changing in your reality. And we have the Queen of Wands. I picked up that energy earlier, so it's perfect that it shows up here. And with the Black Cat as well, this is a reminder that you're so spiritually protected. I feel like a lot of you have like psychic abilities or just are very intuitive. And that is why when you open yourself up in that way, I feel like there is like a ripple effect for obviously all of the good, beautiful, abundant energies to come your way. But I feel like it also can ripple effect to maybe the people from your past who, again, didn't have your best interest at heart, had that narcissistic tendency. It's like, even if they don't know consciously why they're sensing something, there is like an energetic frequency where they can tell that you're about to elevate. And so they come out of the woodworks, they come back out to try to keep you down, they try to keep you small, they try to trigger you into past patterns. You are successfully moving past that energy, okay? And I feel like, again, there's something about maybe gaining popularity. If not that, this is just feeling very empowered, feeling like you finally called your power fully back from these other sources, and they're not impacting you anymore. You're blazing a path forward for yourself. You're creating from a place of inspiration. Again, creating from a place of inspiration, not from fear, not from lack, not from worry, not from, if I don't do this, then I'm not going to be able to get myself out of the situation. It's like you're creating from a place of flow, because this is the time for you to really see your elevation in full force, okay? I feel like you are undergoing such deep transformation. Make sure that you are listening to that intuitive guidance that lives within you. When you receive a download, when you receive an idea, act upon it. Even if it's so much as just like writing that idea down, starting to brainstorm something, or literally, you know, putting out your camera and recording a full-length YouTube video because it's been a while since you've done that, or, you know, creating a certain offering, applying for a certain job, reaching out to that person that you want to connect with, right? There's something here where it's like you've been receiving information. As you start to act upon that, you're going to watch this reality shift for you, because you're embodying the version of yourself that doesn't hesitate when they get an idea, that doesn't hesitate when they receive a divine download, a download again from God, from source, from spirit. You are actively kind of creating this more clear pathway for that kind of communication to come to you, so that you can start moving in the direction of your wildest dreams, actually receiving that beautiful wish fulfillment that you rightfully deserve after such a burdensome and heavy journey. It's all going to be worth it. You deserve this. Trust in yourself to get there. Trust in yourself to take the necessary steps and align yourself to the necessary, you know, opportunities that are going to bring this to life. Know that you have divine support behind you, but it's all going to stem from, you know, you aligning yourself, and then everything kind of rippling out and starting to form to this identity that, like, the future you already has, okay? So I'm sending you so much love. I truly hope that this resonated. Feel free to leave a comment if so, and don't forget to subscribe for future readings from me.